Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I just wanted to hit you up with some breaking news that's unfolding in front of us right now. This is from ABC 7 Chicago. Uh, Shopper 7 over law enforcement activities on the east side. Let's go ahead and listen in.
As I mentioned earlier, it appeared that maybe once the vehicles were towed, this confrontation, the standoff could end. But instead, it appears from what I was not able to see this personally, my photographer, Mark Urban, did. He said that people in the crowd were threw something at the agents. One of the residents said they'd been throwing eggs, and that prompted a response from the agents, who then launched tear gas into the crowd. At that point, I got a safe distance away. So did my photographer, and we waited a few minutes for that to clear up before approaching the scene once again. At the moment, we seem to be back to that tense standoff of before the tear gas was launched. But again, it just seems like this could continue on for a while at this point, unless until the agents decide to leave, and it's unclear whether some of them are maybe not able to at the moment, and may still be boxed in because, as I've said, some of these vehicles are still being cleared out of the way. But the standoff continues, and agents again launching tear gas at some of the people in the area who appear to have thrown eggs at them. We did see somebody being taken down and taken away, so I'm presuming that is the person that had thrown, whether it was eggs or something else, at the agents. But so far, that is the situation here on the east side, too.
And Michelle, we can see from this chopper a picture that the lines of agents and, of course, the neighbors and the protesters right there. Are you able to hear? We can tell that there are words being exchanged. Is it more yelling and chanting? Is there any sort of official dialogue going on between the agents and the neighbors there?
There really doesn't appear to be, but I'm probably about half a block away, simply because after the tear gas was launched, in order to be able to get back on the phone with you, I decided it was best to stay a little bit downwind of any potential future tear gas deployment.
Absolutely understand, and safety is paramount. But let me ask you, since you are about half a block away, are you continuing to see people walking towards that intersection?
Yes, there are most certainly people that are still walking towards the area. When the tear gas was initially launched, as you can imagine, that caused a lot of the people that were here to scatter in different directions. A lot of those people are coming back. Others do seem to be arriving. So at this point, it's even difficult to know how many are from. I would say the most of them are from the neighborhood, but I feel that there's a lot of people that are arriving from other parts of the city now, especially since this has been live streamed on many social media platforms for over an hour. And so we're now seeing an influx of other people arriving in the.
And it also might be people not only from other parts of the city, but also from out of state. Because like I said in previous videos, you have a lot of people that come here that don't speak like Chicago people. I was watching recently a video of a person who was from New York, and you could hear that thick New York accent that he was talking to a protester who Avi was not from New York. So I say the same thing about the people that are protesting here in Chicago.
He ran one block down and around the corner to get away from it, and just came back when it was cleared up.
Yeah, these are very, very fluid situations, and it is always a bit precarious for our crews covering this and trying to bring us the details as they have it, of course. Michelle, since I still do have you on the phone, walk us through again when you first got on scene and you were able to talk to some neighbors and some witnesses there on the scene, and describe to us what initially.
Judy, wait 1 second.
Okay.
I see Chicago police are arriving and putting themselves in the middle of the situation right now. It appears there might be someone in command, from what I can see, approaching the area. I'm not sure if this is in an attempt to start dispersing the crowds, but we have just in the last few seconds seen Chicago police, who had remained at bay, now starting to put themselves in the middle of the, oh God. Protesters are starting to throw rocks. We're going to get away from the scene right now, Judy.
Okay, Michelle, you take care of yourself. I'm going to let her get off the phone. We really appreciate it. Get to a safe place. So what you're watching, what you continue to watch, is exactly what Michelle has been describing. This, again, at the intersection 105th and Avenue N. Last Michelle said as protesters started throwing rocks, and you can see that there is some chemical being deployed right there at this intersection. Just prior to this, you did see what appeared to be Chicago police officers and some commanders there trying to have some type of a dialogue with the protesters there at the intersection. It would seem that they were trying to disperse the crowd and maybe usher them off the street so that the agents could possibly move their vehicles. And it was at that point that Michelle noticed that protesters started throwing rocks, and this is the end result. Earlier, we had heard that there were pepper balls being sprayed into the crowd because someone had thrown eggs, or some neighbors had thrown something at the agents, and now reports of rocks being thrown. And that was coming from Michelle, a reporter right there on the ground. She has now gotten off the phone with us. They're trying to get to a safer place, of course, but we can continue to watch this picture. Fortunately, with Chopper 7 up in the air, we can still continue to monitor what is happening here. Again, if you are just joining us here on stream, this situation has been very tense for the last, maybe about 40 minutes or so since we came on the air with this breaking situation. It started all with some type of a crash between, again, this information is coming to us from neighbors on the ground. Nothing has been officially confirmed, but we believe this started with a crash involving a federal agent's vehicle, a white SUV that was on the ground there, chasing possibly a red SUV. We have no information about the occupant of the red SUV, the vehicle that they were presumably chasing. At that point, something happened, and there was an accident that was caused here at this intersection that you're watching at 105th and Avenue N. Now, this may have been about an hour and a half ago when this crash happened. Quickly, neighbors were told, gathered at that intersection, came out with their phones. There were a number of agents on the scene. Michelle Gallardo, our crew there on the ground, believe that they, Michelle was telling us that they believe it was mostly Border Patrol agents, roughly about 50 of them to begin with, assuming that more agents might have gathered there on the ground since we started watching this at first. So it became a very tense situation between the agents, the two vehicles that had crashed waiting to be towed away, and residents and neighbors at that intersection. And that was the story that we have been watching for the last now about 45 minutes. Ending at this point, which you were just witnessing, which is Chicago police officers responding to the scene, attempting to have some sort of a words exchange dialogue with the neighbors there, and that is when things kind of went a little bit more chaotic. Michelle saying that she saw neighbors throwing rocks and chemicals were deployed. Right now, the picture is pulled back a little bit from Chopper 7 as you watch this intersection. Obviously, you can see the protesters, the neighbors, people who were gathered dispersed quickly when that chemical was released. We're still waiting for confirmation of officially of what is happening here. We do believe there were dozens of agents on the scene. Chicago police responded, as you could see. We can see from this chopper picture earlier. The alderman of the ward is also there on site, trying to have some conversations with the people there and officials on what is happening. Michelle was able to relate to us that at least one person, possibly two, were taken into custody, and that information coming from neighbors there on the ground who described seeing the initial crash and what happened afterwards. The person who was talking to Michelle and sharing a lot of this information happened to be an Uber driver who was apparently in the neighborhood and witnessed the chase moving for quite some time, that person described, and then eventually ending in this crash. And of course, you saw that neighbors coming out to the intersection and waving flags and signs. That's what we could see, leading to some type of a standoff, and that basically stayed status quo for about 40 minutes. And then right now we're trying to reassess the situation and see what has happened here. I'm going to pause for a second, let you take a look at this live picture and see if we can reconnect with our reporter on the scene.
So I just wanted to kind of just break this down for you guys so you guys could see what was going on happening live in front of us. I am still trying to work out the bugs to go live myself, so this is going to probably be a pre-recording. But I just wanted to kind of just jump right in when I saw this happening. And this is coming on the grips of, on the feet, I'm sorry, of when Pritzker and Brennan Johnson are saying that, you know, all these protesters are peaceful and that it's ICE that's violent, but obviously not. Obviously, these are the people that are causing the chaos, and they're the ones that are starting it. Like, if they just let ICE do their job, nothing's going to happen. And I get it, people's emotions are running high, but I mean, if you're not doing anything wrong, then, and you don't break the law, then why are you worried, you know? And I know people feel for all these people that are here, you know, illegally, who've been here for like 20, 30 years. Personally, I don't, okay? My grandparents came here legally. They did it the right way. And it didn't take them 20, 30 years to do that. So there's no excuses for these people. They either got lazy or they just never wanted to do it the right way. And now they're all wanting to cry, whine, and boohoo about everything because they're getting caught up now. That's their own fault, you know. Their actions create these consequences, and now they're reaping what they sow. Had they got their stuff together the first time around, they wouldn't have to be worried about it. And most legal people that come here legally want these people out too, because they think it's unfair that these people are jumping the line or are, you know, able to take advantage of a broken system. That's not fair either. And it's not like all the people that are being deported are good people. Some of them are bad people. Some of them do have criminal records. And the fact that they came into our country illegally is also the reason, because you have to remember, for those individuals entering without authorization, that goes against 8 U.S.C. 1325, which allows, you know, where they are not supposed to be here. So they obviously came in here illegally. They broke that law. If they really wanted to be part of America, they would have did it the right way. But let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As I continue to get more and more information, you know, I'll probably pop up on here, you know, as much as I can. And once I figure out how to do the live, I'll probably be able to do that. But I just wanted to kind of share this with you guys, since this is something that was breaking in Illinois. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit that notification bell. Till next time.